you. Nice to meet you guys. I'm Mike Farisi, and I'm going to take you guys on my adventure of my life and whatever comes to my mind, which is, quite frankly, too much nowadays. My mind is running, and it's running dry, you know. If I was a car, I would need an oil change, you know, and I'm not talking the Blue Mountain State kind, because that's just not my style. But so today it's Tuesday. I believe it's the 30th of July or July. Yeah, it's July. As you can tell, I'm not really up to date on my months right now because who is, right? All right. So it's 2:40 a.m. What I've been doing for like the last 2 hours is watching baseball highlights and movie scenes from The Godfather because that shit really resonates with me. So, you know, I just wanted to start recording and throw this bitch up on YouTube and see what the fuck happens with it. Yeah, so this is going to be my first YouTube video that I know of because I'm sure other people have been so kind to take nice videos of me and upload them across the internet on many different platforms, which I really, really highly approve of. Because when in doubt, you know, I'm out, you know? Alright, so what I wanted to do today, and mostly every day, is just talk to myself because that's what I'm best at. So here we are, you know, now at least I'm gonna have you guys, at least somebody's gonna be listening to me, you know? Somebody's gotta listen because I can't even listen to myself because I'm just so full of knowledge. And, you know, as you can tell, I got ADD because I'm moving around in my chair and it's not even my chair. I'm out here filming at the old business center at the apartment complexes. It's what real G's without money do. You know, when we're late on our rent, we go and use our computer to try and get some YouTube money, right? That's the way of 2019, I guess, you know, just video a fucking vomit fest of words and throw it up on the internet and see what you guys will do with it. So that's what we're working on right now. Tonight I've actually been pretty pumped because I met the first polo player of my life, which is, you know, you can't really try and find that kind of guy. They kind of find you, you know. It's like love, you know. You don't find love. Love finds you. And that's just, as you can hear it in my voice, you know, it's just a fact of life. You don't find love. Love finds you. And, you know, you got to love yourself in order to have love find you. So, you know, this is what we're all working on every day, day to day. You know, love yourself and you'll find Mrs. or Mr. or, you know, Mrs. Right, you know. For me, it's Mrs. Right, you know. Maybe it is actually Mrs. Right, you know, you never know. So Mrs. Right, WRIGHT, if you're out there and you're watching this, you know, feel free to slide into the DMs because that's what I always feel free to do, you know. So I'm just out here preaching right now, and a couple of things that I don't like about myself is my avid use of tobacco, and quite frankly, I've been getting better at it, but I've switched from one facet of tobacco intake to another, which has always seemed to be, you know, my struggle over the last 5-6 years. I started smoking pipe tobacco in high school when I got caught with weed, so I couldn't smoke weed because they were testing me. So I went down to the old tobacco shop, picked me up a nice, who was that guy? Sherlock Holmes. Yeah, Sherlock Holmes. I picked me up a Sherlock Holmes pipe, packed that bitch with some Amaretto tobacco. Right there, if you're looking for some tobacco, that's some good pipe tobacco. Amaretto smells good. You don't even gotta smoke it, just light it on fire, you know, and ingest the fumes as you may. Your pores will take it all in anyways, so you don't even have to smoke it. But yeah, I've been really cutting back. I haven't smoked a cigarette in about, I think, 4 or 5 days now, as well as with weed. So the lungs are about as good as they've been in, you know, this decade. So I'm feeling really good. This is probably why I decided to make a video, because I actually have the means of oxygen to produce it. Oxygen. That very important thing that we're all getting here every day. We're breathing in. And oh yeah, quick little fact about the shirt. I was just looking at it on the screen, and I found this bad boy, this polo fishing shirt at the Goodwill for I think maybe $4.99. And shout out to Emma Chamberlain, because I would have never gone into a Goodwill in my life if I hadn't seen that bitch thrifting and finding all these snazzy shit for dirt cheap out there on that Goodwill circuit. And hey, when you got Goodwill, man, that's all you really need. That's all you really need in this life. So yeah, I'm just gonna be talking pretty much about whatever I feel like, and posting this bitch up because I feel like most people might be intrigued by it, and if you're not, then you're probably me, because I'm the least intriguing person that I've ever met, because I'm me, so, and I've met me, and pretty proud to have met me, because if you don't meet yourself, you're just gonna beat yourself. And this is what I bring to the table here. This is what I bring everywhere. I just bring a little bit of pizzazz, I got that personality that hits, it's gonna hit hard, whether it's in a good spot or not, So yeah, as I said, I met this nice dude who was a polo player, and those are the kind of people that I like running into, people that have something special about them, something unordinary, They can give me a little bit more information about the world, and that way I can give other people a little bit information about the world. And it's pretty crazy as sport, you're riding on this fucking horse that's, they literally named engines after horsepower, So you got this fucking animal, and you got a mallet. And what the goal is, as most games are, is to score goals and win, And that's what we're doing here in life, is we're just here to score goals and win. Whether there's a goalie in net, whether they pulled the goalie, that's not on us, We just gotta get pucks in deep, and score them in the net, So yeah, a little bit about myself. Shit, if I gotta give a little bit about myself, I'll probably end up giving a lot about myself, which is quite alright, because this is the world nowadays. You're gonna give them all you got, or don't give anything at all, right? That's what I believe. So what I like to do in my free time now is, I like watching YouTube videos, preferably mine, that I have not ever uploaded one, so that's not true, because I can't watch something that's not available for me to watch, unless I just, I go in my bathroom in my apartment that I can't pay rent for, and take my shirt off and look at myself, because I really think my chest hair looks good, on me. But if it was on anybody else, it would probably look a little grimy and gross. But hey, this is what makes everybody an individual human, right? We all have these things about ourselves that separate us from each other. And this is also what brings us together with each other. We share what we have different about each other in order to learn what we have the same with each other. Which in the grand scheme of things, we have a lot more in common with each other than we realize. And I think that's the beauty about life, and meeting new people, and putting yourself in situations where you can meet new people, because if you don't ever do that, then you're just going to have the same old shit going on over and over, same old talk every morning. You guys have seen The Office, obviously, with Michael Scott and all those guys. They go into work every day. They got the same 15 people, selling paper. But you know how they make do? They got their little fun games that they play with each other, like Dwight and Jim. Jim dresses up as Dwight. It's a classic scene that everybody loves. And identity theft is not a joke, Jim. Come on, get with it. Jim. So yeah, one thing that I probably should be hitting more instead of the bong, which I haven't hit in a long time since I threw it out when I moved down here. So I'm not traveling across the country with a bong, is a bong. So yeah, I haven't hit one of those in a while. But that's actually good because, anything that's too easy or accessible is probably not good for you. It's like a strip club, it's like they're there to be accessible, the women. Or men if you go to that kind of strip club, which me personally, I've gone to a strip club once, but I was under 21 and they denied me at the front door because I wasn't 21. And I think that was probably the right thing to do because that is the law. And you know what? I'm glad that I got denied that night because now I can say I've gone to a strip club, and even though I've never been inside one, So that's the little trick that we can play with our words nowadays, and that's also what you gotta look out for because people are always playing tricks with their words. So you gotta really see behind the words, and you gotta see the person that's saying the words in order to understand what kind of words they're spewing, the garbage that is being spewed. Right now, I'm basically spewing garbage, and it's hot garbage though. It's important garbage. It's one man's trash is another man's treasure, and there's nothing more true than that. And if you realize that sometimes you gotta stop on the side of the road to find a gem. You gotta be in the right place at the right time just to be able to do that. And today for me, it's just being about being myself, and that's pretty easy for me because that's what I've been doing ever since I really moved down here to Texas. I've just been trying to be myself, and that's good because I don't have any outside influences on making my decisions for me. Now back home, when I was living at home in Connecticut, I had people kind of making decisions for me. Whether it was my parents or my friends or even myself subconsciously making the wrong decisions for me because I had other people around me that were also influencing those kind of decisions. So, what you really need to do if you want to find yourself is you need to distance yourself to find yourself. You need to distance yourself. You need to take all things that you are used to or accustomed to, and really just kind of throw them out the window and just pedal to the metal and go somewhere where you don't know anybody. Maybe people know you, but it doesn't really matter because what's going to happen is you're just going to end up doing what you want to do because there's nobody that is going to be there to influence you to do things that you don't want to do. So that really is the little hidden gem of this video right now, and maybe we'll find more gems, but we got to keep looking for them. We got to keep that mind working and keep that mind rolling. And I'm just out here in the business center trying to fucking learn a little bit about myself here, and I think I have already, and I know I have, and I know that if you guys follow a couple of those steps that I laid out for you, that you'll find yourself too. And now you don't have to move halfway across the country like I did, basically furthest miles possible away from your original home to find yourself. Maybe it's you move 5 miles down the street, and you get your apartment and you still have your family, very close and at home. It's tough for some people to move, and it was tough for me to move. I didn't necessarily have to move at all. I didn't have to move at all. I just decided one day I was fed up with the situation I was in. I was not happy, and in order to pursue my happiness, I had to drive through Pennsylvania and the rest of the states on my way to Texas from Connecticut. And each individual state, what I love about America is they all have their own little catchphrase. It's like Pennsylvania's, which is what really hit me, is pursue your happiness. I believe it is their motto on the sign. And in order for me to do that, I just had to keep driving through Pennsylvania. And had to find where it fit best for me. And for me, it was pretty simple. I kind of found this place by accident, and that's how most of the best things happen are by accident, whether it's a child being born by accident or running into a random female at the grocery store that you may or may not have interest in, and you pursue them because that's just life, you're in the right place at the right time. And as I say, there's never a wrong time to be at the right place. So, and that's very true because, if you're waiting on a train and, it comes at 6 a.m., if you get there at 6 p.m., you're not going to miss it unless, God forbid, you fall asleep. And, back around my town, the conductor, they'll blow that horn and wake you up. They're not trying to leave anybody in the dust. If you want to get on the train, you can get on the train. So this is what we're doing here. I'm trying to make a couple clips here. I've only done what I do. I did 2 little clips before this, and this is a nice little 15-minute segment, which is pretty wild because it doesn't seem like it's been that long for me to be talking here. But I guess that's always come pretty simple to me, that talking is by far my best attribute. And, if you just listen long enough to what I have to say, you're going to get something that's knowledgeable about it and out of it, So, right there is a quick little clip for you guys. I hope everybody's having a good, wonderful day, and, go out there and find what you're looking for. The only way to find what you're looking for is keep looking. If you're not looking, you're not going to find anything but what you already have. So, that's really a good key to life, is just keep looking, because if you don't keep looking, you're going to miss out on so many opportunities and things that otherwise you would never have had the opportunity to find. So, I'm out here, sometimes in my free time I like to write jokes, because for me, jokes come easy, and there's so much to joke about in the world that we have today. It's just every single headline can be turned into an easy joke or a bit for one of these like Joe Rogan types, like Joe Rogan. Beautiful man, love his podcasts. Anytime I'm down in the dumps, throw that shit on. I know I can get a laugh with him and Coco Diaz and all these other great guys that are out there to listen to. And they may not always have the best information for you to grow from, but for me, it's more than that. Those guys give me, they give me kind of a sense of, what would I say? They give me like a sense of, security, that there's other people out there in the world that they may not, have the same ideas as us, or ideals even, but just hearing them talk, and I can see a little bit of myself in all of them. So it's really grateful that the world has come to this point where you can just share whatever you're feeling to the world, and you can broadcast it on such a wide network, such as YouTube, Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, Snapchat, whatever your way of getting yourself out there is, whatever tube you use, whether it's a tube and you're a scientist, and you create the cure for AIDS, or it's any of the other tubes that are out there that people love using and abusing. So many tubes are out there, and you just gotta find your tube. You gotta hop in it, and you gotta just get slicked up and slide out and make sure it doesn't spit you out. And if it does, make sure it chews you up a little bit before, because it'd be tough to spit out. To be spit out without being chewed up a little bit before. And that's a key to life too. You gotta get chewed up a little bit. If you're not gonna get chewed up a little bit, you're not gonna necessarily be the type of person that has anything to give to anybody, because the people in the world that don't have the most to give to people are, those are the people that haven't had really any good life experiences, or haven't gone through really anything that you can learn from, or like be able to teach someone else. Like right here, I'm wearing this right now because It means a lot to me. It's a crucifix, as you can see. It's God right there. Well, that is Jesus. Jesus, the Son of God. And I just wanted to bring that into this quick video so everybody knows who I am. I'm a man of God. As we all are. It's just the struggle to find that nowadays is a lot harder than it ever has been, because there's so many outside influences and just so much negativity that flows that it's a tough battle to find God. It's easy to find God when you're looking for him, because he's right there. And it's just like if you're trying to find this video that I'm posting, it's going to be pretty easy to find. You just type my name in, and there I am, bam, spewing all this garbage. But like I said, it's hot garbage, and it's something that people can take to heart maybe, and hopefully they do. And so I think I really like what's going on here with myself. Talking to myself out loud, I think is better than talking to yourself in your head, because in your head it's hard to digest what goes on in your head, unless you have some sort of superpower and transmutation, what have you. So all right, we got about a 20-minute clip here going on strong, and we opened up with a little tekka today, because we can't be demonetized because we have 0 followers, 0 subscribers, 0 video views. So you might as well pick the apple while it's ripe. So we got a little tekka ransom off the start there, a nice quick little hitter. You see me going into it, and really love that song for some reason. It just comes from the heart. So one day maybe me and Lil Tech will run into each other at the bar in Las Vegas or Los Angeles, one of the losses, and hopefully it'll just be a game, be out there and he turns 21, pouring bottles up, I'll be stuffing Henny in his mouth, something good like that, drink up, young thug, drink up. So, if anybody was wondering where I got this hat from, it was Las Vegas. And I got it in the Mirage gift shop. The Mirage, the Great Mirage. A great hotel, the Mirage. It's quite a wonderful place if you've never been. If I can give you any Vegas advice, it would be most likely don't bet what I'm betting. Bet against what I bet. Because if you bet what I bet, then you're just going to lose, and you're just going to end up with this hat, and a plane ticket home, thankfully, because a bank account can get drained out there pretty quick if you don't know what you're doing. And quite frankly, I didn't know what I was doing. I didn't know what I was in for. I've always been a gambler with my life. I've been gambling. I have a gambler's attitude. I tend to, pardon me, I'm getting choked up here. I got a little gastric bypass or something going up the old lungs, and I'm not really liking all this schmegma on my forehead. I don't know how these cameras work. I've had this dot here for, I think, like a year. I don't know exactly where it came from, but it's like underneath my eye, so it's kind of funny because it's just like there, and it's just like the reddest part of my face, and I don't know what I'm going to do to get rid of it, or if I can get rid of it. And quite frankly, I don't really care, because I think it actually makes me look like more attractive, because I'm not as symmetrical, because my whole face is symmetrical. I'm good here, good there, and then I just got a little fucking red dot. It's like a Navy SEALs following me around all day with a laser on my face, and so I think it's cool. I think everybody's in imperfections. It's what makes us who we are, and once we learn to get over the fact that our imperfections are actually perfect for us, then we learn a little bit, like here I shaved up, I touched up on the beard a little bit today with the old razor, and I'm kind of liking the style, but then again, I can shave my face and I can look like a prepubescent teen, or I can get a little bit of respect out here and I can have a little stubble on my face, and and that's just the way it is, I don't ask for it to grow, it just grows. It's like anything, I don't ask to breathe, I just breathe. I don't ask to pay my rent. I just pay my rent when I can. And what I learned actually the other night about myself is I'm very forgiving, even when I'm put in a bad situation. At this point in my life now, I've learned that there was probably a few bad decisions that happened in order to make something occur that doesn't seem like it's the best thing for you at that time. Which for me was a very simple one. I got home from Los Angeles at 2 o'clock in the morning, and God knows when I was there, but God knows. So I don't have to. But I was there. I was in Los Angeles, and I got home 2 o'clock in the morning, and there was no parking at my complex except all the way up at the top where I'm at right now, which is like a freaking half-mile away. And I was shot. I was exhausted, mentally, physically drained. So I just parked in the spot that's not a spot. The spot that's not a spot. It's got those lines across it, and usually next to it's for a handicap car. But I got there at 2 a.m. and I wasn't expecting for anything bad to happen, and I just went on with the rest of my morning and went inside my apartment and went to sleep. And when I woke up, my car wasn't there. So what I did was I had to call 911, as anybody that's car disappeared overnight would do. And I had to figure out that it got towed, not knowing why, but knowing why it got towed. And I had to track it down, to find out where it was at. And it ended up being in a little lot about 30 minutes from my apartment, which seemed quite inconvenient for me at the time. But what was cool was I've taken Uber there, and I don't really get to take Ubers unless I travel, because then you don't have a car out there, and I don't think I can rent a car yet unless I got a fake ID to make me look older. And I'm through the fake ID stage, because you get a couple fake IDs taken, and it's not good, because they got a picture of you and an ID that's you, but it's not you, and it's just a tough situation. So so I got this Uber, and it was this nice Asian dude picked me up, and he said something that really was that I've said before, but he reiterated it to me, and I was showing a good attitude, surprisingly, because I know that I was wrong where I parked, and I know I was wrong where I parked, so I knew I had to pay the consequences for it. And you live and you learn. You pay the $300 bill on your parents' credit card, and for getting towed because you made a stupid decision. And your parents might have made a stupid decision not wrapping it up, but that's on them. So now they get the $300 towing fee. That's just the trick of the trade that you guys gotta learn. That if your parents didn't want kids, then there's ways around that. It's like anything. If you don't want to take the most direct route to where you're going, then you probably take a couple wrong turns. But who knows if they were the wrong turns, because you might end up in the right place. So that's the thing about life is you might seem like you're taking the wrong turns, and in turn you might be taking the right turns for you. And maybe it doesn't seem like it at the time, but once you go through it a little bit and understand that life is quite reasonable with you, and if you're reasonable with it. So you just gotta understand how life works, and I've been pretty good at understanding that recently, and putting myself in the right positions I feel like I need to be put in. And I don't put myself in any situation. I've been put in these situations by God, and just whether it's God to you, it may not be. It may be Buddha. It may be whatever your religion follows, or if you follow no religion at all, then it's most likely where you put yourself. So if you're putting yourself in these bad situations for bad outcomes, like parking in that spot that has the lines in it, and that's next to the handicap, you're not really necessarily thinking about anybody but yourself. And right there, in turn, is where shit starts to go wrong. It's when you get your car towed. And, guess what? You don't have your wallet in your pocket, your wallet is in your car. So thankfully nowadays we got this little thing called an iPhone or an Android, or we're off the flip phone stage, so that if you don't have your wallet, you probably already have your card linked up to your Uber, Lyft, whatever app, in order to be able to get there to retrieve your car, And for me, I had my wallet in my car, so I was freaking out because how am I supposed to even pay for it if my car is in the tow lot, and it seemed like I was in a tough situation. But like I was saying, I'm not sure if I already said this, but I'm going to say it again. When my man that picked me up in the Uber, he said to me is, you don't meet somebody for no reason. You're not in a situation for no reason. You're in this situation for a reason, always. Whether you understand it, whether you realize it or not, it doesn't matter. You're in the situation for a reason. And if you do realize that you're in the situation for a reason, you're going to get a lot more out of the situation than you would otherwise. Because if you realize that, you made a couple bad mistakes and now you got to go pay the price and go pick up your car that's 30 miles away, and you got to get there. But guess what? You get to have a good conversation with the Uber driver if you so choose to talk about it. And like my man said, you don't meet somebody for no reason. You're not in a situation for no reason ever. Everything that has come to this point in your life, my life, anybody's life, has been for a reason. It's been to grow. It's been to just gain understanding about yourself and even others. Because if you don't understand others, while you understand others, then you really get to be able to understand yourself. And so me making this video is kind of just helping me understand myself a little bit more than I already do. So this is why I'm going out here, maybe not necessarily on a limb, but just on just what I thought I should do today, and what I thought I should do yesterday, and it ended up being the next day that I'm doing it. So it's about 3:13 in the morning. It's probably gonna be a little longer of a clip than I'd hoped for. But these things in life, as I say, they work out for you if you let them work out for you. If you don't go to the gym, you're not gonna get slim. It's just pretty simple shit. If you're not putting out the effort to try and get better, then you never will. It's a simple principle of life, and anything, it's just a simple principle of it. So I think that's probably going to be it for me right now. I think that's probably a really good first video. Try and get them subscribers and likes up, and leave a comment below if you think that I'm ugly, or if you think that my ears are big, because they are. And I've come to terms with that. And why I have big ears is because I like to listen, and every time I listen to an old wise person, my ears grow a centimeter. It's kind of like Mount Everest. Every year it grows an inch, and it just keeps becoming the tallest mountain, just to stay a little bit out of reach of the next mountain range. So this is what we have to do in order to grow. That's what we gotta do. We gotta grow. You gotta keep building on yourself. One story at a time, 2 stories at a time. And right here, this has been my first story, so I've laid a good foundation, I feel like, for what you guys can come to expect from my YouTube channel. And I'm sure you'll be seeing a lot more of me out there in the world. And I know you're gonna be seeing a lot more of me out there in the world, whether you like it or not. That's not up for me to decide. That's up for you to decide. All right, guys. So peace, love. Hope everybody has a wonderful time. And if you watch this video throughout the whole thing, I really appreciate you, and hope you go out there today, tomorrow, whenever you're looking at this, and every day, and just make yourself a better you, so that when Mrs. Right comes along, you're Mr. Right. All right, guys. Thank you very much. One love, baby.